Okay, now I have two pieces done, and so next thing is we're going to kind of bind them together. How we do this is we add use another piece of string, add a bead in, and then we string the two beads on the side using cross stitches, going around all the edges of the square, and that's all you need to do. So basically, just make sure you line up these beads, these gray beads. Take a thread, add a gray bead, okay, and then starting with the bottom two beads here, you add one, restring one of these beads with the thread, new piece of thread. Do the same thing to the other side. Make sure you get the correct bead that you want to combine with. So it's on the bottom. Okay. And then you add one more gray bead and you cross them together at the gray bead. So that's your first combination. So do the same thing with the next bead on. See how this is nicely lined up together now? So next thing you need to do is take the thread on the right hand side and restring the next gray bead, which is this one, and the string on the left hand side, restring the left gray bead, and then add one gray bead to combine them together. So I'm going to show you this. So the next gray bead, restring on the right, and then the one on the left. So restring the next gray bead on the left hand side. Just one, make sure you just go through one bead at a time. Okay, and then just add one more gray bead and cross at this gray bead that you just had, like so. So you do this for the remaining of the edge. You know, like when you go down here, you know, just go through the next gray bead and keep on adding the new gray beads, and in the end you will have them all come together. And towards the end, when you come to the last one, just did what we did before, is to restring one end of the bead through a few beads so that the two ends meet, and then you tie knots. Then you'll have this component then. Okay, to finish this off, I'm going to add a loop at top of this square component. I like to use it diagonally so that it's more interesting. So I'm going to add it on the top of this corner here, which is this bead. Do you see the top bead down there? So I'm going to add about 10 seed beads. 4, 5, actually 8 seed beads, sorry. 6. It really depends on how long, you know, how big you want the loop to be. 7, I think 8 is enough for my project. So I just string on this. As I added the 8 beads, I restring on that top loop, bead there, and basically just we just loop it through, and then take the other end of the thread and go through that top bead again, like so, and then you restring all these 8 beads so that this end of the thread will go back and meet the other end, and we can tie a knot there. So just restringing it. Okay, one more. Okay, so you see the two ends of the thread meet now. Just pull it and see if that's really how big your loops how you want the loops to be. And if that's the right size, then just tie a knot. So tie a knot there. You should do a square knot. And then all you need to do is to tuck away the knot by restringing both ends of the thread through the adjacent beads. Then it'll automatically hide a knot. So I'm just going to pick one bead, for example this one, to string that both of the thread down. And when you pull it tight, the knot will go inside the hole. Unless of course the hole is too small, then you may not hide the whole thing. But see, then it's all hidden. And now just do the same thing, restringing both ends of the thread just with as many beads as possible. And there is your pendant or charm, and whatever you can add, you know, a lanyard to it. I have a nice lanyard here, which will make a good charm for your cell phone, or you can add, you know, a necklace, and it will make a nice pendant.